Hello everyone and welcome to Powerhouse. I'm your host, Sophie B, and today we'll be returning to our debut series, Dragon Ball AU, where we take a look at some what-ifs that alter the timeline of the Dragon Ball world.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball AU, Krillin confronted Vegeta before the Prince of All Saiyans could wreak havoc on a village of innocent Namekians, sparing his life once more in exchange for receiving the defeated warrior's help, reclaiming the Dragon Balls from the clutches of Frieza. Upon arriving at the home of the Grand Elder Guru, Krillin and Gohan had their latent potential unlocked, and the wise Namekian leader offered Vegeta some sagely advice. On orders to locate Vegeta and secure the remaining Dragon Balls, Zarbon confronted our heroes at Bulma's base camp, only to be soundly put down by the Saiyan Prince. Unfortunately, Zarbon's scouter revealed the location of the base camp to the newly arrived Ginyu Force, and though the team made a good showing against Goldo and Raccoon, it took the timely arrival of Goku on the planet to prevent our heroes from meeting a terrible fate. With Ginyu and Jace returning to confront Goku, and Frieza making his way to Guru to learn the password for the Dragon Balls, what lies in store for the fighters from Earth and their unlikely Saiyan comrade? Find out now on Dragon Ball AU!
With Goku now on the planet, and his remaining senzu beans fully distributed among the injured, the team takes a moment to regroup, and give their timely rescuer a recap of past events. Vegeta says very little, as he's notably angered at the possibility that Goku may well be on his way to attaining the power of the legendary Super Saiyan. For the most part, however, the camp is in good spirits, as Dende tops them all off with a round of lay on hands, and Bulma asks Goku how well her father's spacecraft functioned. Small talk while the victory is still fresh. Between the short break and all of the action, the senzu beans and the healing, Krillin is even feeling like he could make full use of Kaiohenshin again, if he needs to, and bearing witness to the fight between Goku, Jace, and Birder has given him food for thought with regard to how standard Kaioken might be used in momentary microbursts to improve immediate combat potential for a few vital seconds, while minimizing damage to the body. Due to the beatings that Gohan and Vegeta sustained during the battle with the Ginyu Force, their recovery has brought about their original Zenkai boosts from this point in the canon. Though Krillin has not received a Zenkai boost, he and Gohan are still experiencing the effects of unlocking their potential. You know, before doing my research deep dive for this what if, I used to think unlock potential was a flat one-time boost, and was always confused that Krillin's official power level jumped from 13,000 against Raccoon to 75,000 during the fighting with Frieza later on for seemingly no reason. I used to attribute it to Toriyama giving Krillin his own little Zenkai boost, out of a need to explain away how the weakest fighter on the team was even able to damage second form Frieza with the Kienzan. As I did more research, however, I learned that it was explained in the supplementary material. Basically, starting from the time of Gohan and Krillin having their potential unlocked by Guru, their battle power grows continuously, and eventually stops doing such by the time of the fight with Frieza, when the full might of their latent abilities has finished rising to the surface. So with all that in mind, it's time we do a little more math. According to official numbers from Daizenshu and V-Jump, Gohan's battle power during the fight against Raccoon was 14,000, and has jumped to 200,000 more when mad by the time of the battle with Frieza. From this, we can calculate that he received a boost of 14.285, a combination of his Zenkai boost as well as his remaining battle potential being unlocked. By applying this to his new base power in this timeline of 21,000, we get a battle power of 299,985 by the time of the Frieza battle, which we'll round up to 300,000 more when mad for the sake of simplicity. Krillin's official power level against Raccoon in the canon is listed as 13,000, as previously mentioned, and increases to 75,000 by the time of the Frieza battle. That's a 5.769 increase. So in our new timeline, with Krillin's base power of 45,000, by the time of the Frieza battle, he'll be touting a hefty BP of 259,605, which we'll round up to 260,000 for the sake of simplicity. That's quite a huge step for the guy compared to his old rating. As for Vegeta, his post-Recoome Zenkai is pretty large, nearly 8.5 times, which takes him from 30,000 to 250,000. That's only going off the official number provided by V-Jump, however. Between the fight with Recoome and the confrontation with Frieza, Vegeta makes a number of remarks with regard to his power, telling Jace that he's still getting stronger, and believing he is coming close to becoming a Super Saiyan himself. This is partly why he elects to nap while waiting out Goku's time in the healing tank, as he needs to recover his Super Saiyan strength. With this in mind, and considering that he is portrayed as being on more or less equal footing with First Form Frieza by the time of the battle, most fans estimate his battle power to hit about 500,000, and it is this value I will be using when that time finally comes. Now that that's done with, let's get back to the story. With the ability to achieve large Kaioken multipliers in his arsenal, Goku still intends to fight Ginyu on his own. And since Krillin and Gohan haven't fully unlocked their potential yet, Goku volunteers Vegeta to deal with Jace just as in canon. Without any need to save Bulma from danger, and with Dende having been given the task of accompanying them earlier than in canon, Guru is more certain of their strength of character in this timeline, since he sensed Krillin saving an entire village, and opted to tell Gohan of the need for a password in advance, as he probably should have done to begin with. Krillin and Gohan tell the scientist and the young Namekian to stay safe at the base camp, while they scout out Frieza's ship. If an entire army is there, they could wind up as collateral damage. The battle with Ginyu occurs much the same as in canon, with Vegeta abandoning Goku to Jace and the captain, and eventually theft of Goku's body. Vegeta cleans the house back at Frieza's spaceship and gets himself a nifty new set of armor. No pauldrons or skirt flaps. So boring. Raditz armor still best Saiyan armor. Also, I'll go ahead and take the time to remind everyone that because the Prince of All Saiyans never suffered a defeat at the hands of Zarbon in this timeline, the newer model healing tank is still operational. This will come into play later. Eventually, the time comes for our heroes to fight the remaining members of the Ginyu Force outside Frieza's ship. It goes by more quickly than in canon, though with nearly identical results. Goku is restored to his body, but is so badly injured that he needs healing time. Vegeta gets Goku into the top-grade healing tank and gets the other Earthlings into some armor. Now that's what I'm talking about. Krillin's looking stylish. Gohan opts to go retrieve Dende, while Krillin elects to keep an eye on Vegeta. The two of them sit on either end of the healing tank, side-eyeing one another in suspicion. So, here we are.
Something on your mind, Earthling?
I'm gonna be straight with you, Vegeta. I don't trust you. But we had a deal. When Gohan and I got here, the place was completely deserted. I know you're the reason for that. You held up your end of the bargain, so I'll hold up mine. And since it looks like we'll be working together for a little while longer, you may as well call me Krillin.
Whatever.
Vegeta doesn't really know how to respond in this situation. He's certain that his base power trumps Krillin's right now, but the diminutive Earthling demonstrated the ability to use a power like Kakarot's back on Earth. He could still have something up his sleeve. Bulma and Dende arrive with Gohan after a short while, and the group proceeds to summon Porunga. From here, the story again progresses in much the same way as canon when Guru dies and Frieza appears. The heroes put up a much better showing against Frieza in his first and second forms, and they even managed to brutalize him pretty well when Piccolo, now fused with Nail, shows up to assist. But this newfound ability to stick up for themselves only leads to Frieza skipping his third form to transform into his final form all the sooner. Vegeta attempts to persuade Krillin to fatally wound him, as in the canon, so that he can receive a Zenkai boost, but this time around, Krillin isn't so easily swayed. And he doesn't have to be, since out of the healing tank pops Goku, ready to fight earlier than scheduled thanks to being inside of the newer model. Unfortunately, Frieza still makes a point of murdering Vegeta. It's okay, he'll get better, and it's probably one of Vegeta's most moving scenes in the whole series, so it definitely stays. As the fighting goes on, the big Spirit Bomb moment finally happens, and it's here that we have the final major divergence of the Frieza Saga. With Krillin having made copious use of Kaio Henshin throughout the battle, as well as knowing the benefits of Kaioken microboosts, Frieza doesn't even try to target him when he emerges after surviving the Spirit Bomb. Instead, he targets the smallest nuisance, the one he perceives to be weakest, as well as the one he thinks will most likely traumatize Goku and cause him the most pain, his son. As Frieza raises his power level to the 50% mark, he uses his technique to grab Gohan and blow the young boy to bits. This does not go well for him. Just as was witnessed with the murder of Krillin in canon, so too does it occur with the murder of Gohan, that Goku goes Super Saiyan. Now on the ropes, Frieza makes his move to destroy Namek. Kami and Popo wish back those killed by Frieza using the Earth's Dragon Balls, and Dende wishes to send everyone on the planet but Goku and Frieza back to Earth. Also, while Gohan is taking Krillin's place as Frieza's victim in this timeline, he's wished back with everyone else, unlike our favorite bald boy, who, in the canon, had to be wished back later with the Namekian Dragon Balls due to having been revived once before with Earth's Dragon Balls. This marks the end of our time on Namek, but most certainly not the end of our tale. An important note here as we go forward. I'm going to be making some decisions I know may be controversial, but I think they're within an acceptable realm of reason, and will ultimately serve to make the story more interesting and fun down the line, which is really the most important thing. With everyone safely back on planet Earth and Goku on his way to Yardrat after defeating Frieza, folks aren't sure about a few things. 1, what to do with the Namekians, and 2, what to do with Vegeta. In the end, Bulma prepares to make an offer to the Saiyan Prince. You know, we have plenty of space back at Capsule Corp
where the two of us can stay while you get used to living on Earth,
Krillin interrupts.
Hey, I didn't! You were just about to offer room and board to one of the biggest bad guys we've ever had to deal with, Bulma. You can afford to do the same for me. Vegeta might have helped us out on Namek, but that doesn't mean he's off the hook and on the team just yet. If he's gonna be staying at Capsule Corp, well, I'm afraid you're gonna have to put up with me. Someone has to keep an eye on him.
Bulma is somewhat taken aback by Krillin's blunt ultimatum. Since when has the short warrior been so confident? Stranger yet, Vegeta doesn't seem to be arguing against the idea. Rather, he seems almost amused.
Do whatever you want. It'll hardly matter what your opinion is when I finally complete my transformation into a Super Saiyan.
Krillin just smirks.
You think so, huh? Well, we'll just have to see about that, roommate. I am going to enjoy wiping the floor with you, Baldy.
As the two continue to trade jabs at one another, walking off in the direction of Capsule Corp, Bulma and Gohan both stand there, unsure of how to react to the situation. They weren't exactly at each other's throats, but that interaction was almost friendly. Time passes. While awaiting the day they can use the Dragon Balls to wish back their deceased friends, who have continued to train in Otherworld, Gohan has recommenced his studies, and Krillin has more or less attached himself to Vegeta, training with the Saiyan Prince daily in the gravity chamber of Capsule Corp's newest model spacecraft. The training is paying dividends for both of them, for while Krillin doesn't receive Zenkai boosts, so his base power level doesn't grow at the same rate as Vegeta's, his Kaioshin technique continues to improve, as he increases both transformation time and power multipliers, while reducing its drain on his stamina. The two men, for all of the animosity they once had toward one another, develop a healthy rivalry, as Krillin must always push himself that much harder to match the Saiyan's base gains, while Vegeta must always strive for more because of the unpredictable scale of power offered by Kaioken and Kaioshin. Even so, Vegeta begins to grow frustrated at having not yet achieved the Super Saiyan transformation. Eventually there comes a day when a terrifying power, no, two terrifying powers, approach Earth. Frieza and his father, King Cold, manage to discover the location of the planet and are prepared to deliver their reign of terror upon all who live there. Suddenly, an unfamiliar individual approaches the villains, confronting them outside the spacecraft. The Z-Fighters arrive on the scene, spectating from a safe distance, and are shocked at what they perceive. A lone woman stands ready, staring down the galactic tyrants. On her back a sword rests, sheathed. On her jacket is the insignia of the Turtle School, but the most shocking thing is her face. She looks like... Everyone glances towards Bulma, who says nothing, as shocked as everyone else. Suddenly, in an aura burst of red and purple light, the fighter confronting Frieza transforms. Not the energy of a Super Saiyan, no. This energy is different. It's more like the energy of... Everyone glances towards Krillin, who among all of the humans of Earth is the most experienced and familiar with this energy. It's the Kaioshin, but a Kaioshin unlike anything Krillin has ever known. The power he feels emanating from the unknown blue-haired warrior, it very nearly rivals that of Goku's transformation on Namek. Within only minutes, the woman makes short work of Frieza, his father, and their army. Her deed done, she faces the Z-Fighters and smiles radiantly. "Hey guys! Goku should be back soon. We should probably get ready to meet him." The group, confused and even a bit put off by this strange girl's attitude, follow her to Goku's landing point nevertheless. The group makes small talk to break the ice as they wait, even partaking of the girl's drinks and snacks, but she avoids answering any questions as to her own identity. Within a few hours, Goku's pod arrives on Earth, and after the mysterious girl tests her mettle against the Super Saiyan, she pulls the man aside to explain her tale. "My name is Bulla. I come from 20 years in the future, and the power I have shown you is the culmination of the efforts of my father, a master of the Turtle School of Martial Arts, Krillin, and my mother, the world's greatest scientific mind, Bulma." Now, I'm sure you're all rather shocked at this revelation, as shocked as Goku himself probably. The short and long of it is this. Because Krillin took it upon himself to watch and eventually befriend Vegeta, rooming with him at Capsule Corp and participating in his daily training regimen, his presence hampered the development of romantic connection between the Saiyan Prince and Bulma. Partly because of the Saiyans splitting his rivalry between two focal points, Goku and Krillin, and partly because, well, Vegeta would never have admitted it, but having Krillin as a friend made him far less of a lonesome soul, which was one aspect of him that Bulma became so attracted to in canon. This alone wouldn't be enough to cause Bulla's birth, however, even if Trunks never came to be. Accompanying both the revelation of the android attack in the future, as well as Goku's demise from the heart virus, the human girl elaborates that throughout the development of the Kaioshin technique, it was discovered that prolonged use results in an unforeseen and terrifying side effect: horrendous muscle degeneration and loss of motor function. Because of this, Bulma wound up becoming closer to Krillin, and him closer to her, as he grew to rely upon her scientific expertise to treat his symptoms. She grew attracted to his can-do attitude, his confidence and strength, as well as his boundless kindness and dependability. Eventually, the two of them had a child, whom Bulma got to name. Even so, by the time of the android threat, Krillin's abilities had greatly diminished, as Bulma's treatments weren't the same as a true cure. Although eventually Bulma managed to find a way to permanently prevent the side effects caused by Kaioshin, a treatment she administered to Bulla over the course of her training, it was already too late for her husband, who may not have perished in the initial android assault, as in canon, but nevertheless needed to replace several of his limbs with prosthetics that couldn't handle the strain of Kaioken and Kaioshin, making him far less useful as a fighter. Despite such a setback, while Gohan oversaw the bulk of Bulla's training, it was her father who taught her how to utilize the techniques of the Turtle School and King Kai. Unfortunately, both Gohan and Krillin perished in the last major attack by the androids, trying their best to prevent Bulla and Bulma from coming to harm. With all that said, Bulla hands Goku a bottle containing his heart medication, as well as a vial of strange liquid and a sheaf of papers. That's from my mother in the future, to be given to the Bulma of this time. The compound in the vial is the final product she developed after years of research that began with reverse engineering the healing tank technology on Frieza's spaceship. The papers contain important notes on all the science behind it. With this, she should be able to prevent my father from experiencing the degenerative side effects of Kaioshin. Her task accomplished, Bulla says her farewells and sets out in her time machine. In 3 years, the androids will make their move. What lies in store for our heroes over the course of the next 3 years? Will Bulla's actions in the past push Bulma and Krillin together, as in her time, or will they instead be pulled apart? And what of Vegeta, who has found a partner and friendly rival in the powerful and confident Krillin, and an obstacle to overcome in the Super Saiyan that Goku has become? Find out next time on Dragon Ball AU. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and ring the bell icon to turn on notifications. Tell me what you think of the story so far by leaving a comment down below. And if you'd like to support the channel and help me go full time, check out my Patreon at the link on my channel or in the description. See you next time!